Why look if it isn't Lex Loser? Ha! Stop working the package to see what the middle comic is in the 3-pack. Take your chances like a man.
But I want to see if the middle one is valuable.
The middle comic is never valuable. It's there to take up space like lettuce on a hamburger, a seat filler at the Emmys, or you.
I want to buy a Batman.
Not so fast. Which era? Which artist? Dark Knight or Adam West? Oh, sometimes I regret not finishing medical school. I was 1 credit away. 1.
I want the one where Batman eats lasagna.
That is Garfield, who is not a bat, but a cat. How can someone with such a big head be so stupid?
Come on, man. Get a life.
Let's go, Brandon.
Well, hello, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman again, coming to you today to talk about comic book shops being pressured to purchase unpopular woke comics. Now, this article is a year old, but it's still relevant because it is continuing to happen and will do so until this woke nonsense is stopped, is dead and buried. So, without further ado, let's get into this article from Bleeding Fool with the byline by Avi Green. Report: comic shops pressured to overbuy unpopular woke comics. Mind Matters discussed the sharp decline in the entertainment industry's value, and that includes comic books, of course. What's brought up here is very disturbing. Some ask whether new woke politics and themes in entertainment are driving the decline. It's a complex question. Wokeness probably is driving a decline in comic book sales. Hell yeah, it is. Though such facts are rarely admitted. For example, suddenly morphing an iconic type of character into an unfamiliar identity is like replacing the Thanksgiving pumpkin pie with goat's milk yogurt. Whatever diners might otherwise think of the yogurt, they were looking forward to their traditional pumpkin pie. And in the case of comic books, some say there has even been pressure on shop owners from publishers. Wokeware. Even though the shop owners knew that the fans were not interested. If a comic book store does not order enough comics of a certain comic book that is more diverse or has LGBTQ characters, then the owner is called names and gets insults. However, despite of the fact that an LGBTQ comic book does not sell much, the store owner is still pressured into buying those. The comic stores are the ones that suffer because of the politics. You have feminist comic books that don't sell even 10,000 copies, but the store owner is pressured into ordering those. Hardly a winning formula, to say the least. Well, if anybody's acting vulgar and rude toward a store proprietor because he or she won't stock heavily on LGBTQ themed comics, an example, that just confirms what's gone wrong with the world. Lack of polite dissent and the influence of profanity in modern society, which is noxious. Assuming this has anything to do with the big two, that's exactly why the shop owners have to stop relying so heavily on their products, period. Cult worship, as we know it, has become a very dire issue nowadays, and it is practically the reason why some people may not want anything to do with pop culture. That's why the issue needs to be addressed seriously about all the wokeness that's led to rudeness by extension and why it's bad for business. Unfortunately, very few sensible people in the mainstream are willing to do that. The big two being Marvel and DC Comics. Now we read a couple of reader comments here, as we are wont to do when the situation is provided. First up, from Toast Rider, we have, "This crap predates the wokest infection." Though it's not surprising, comic stores would be told, quote, "If you want to order X number of actually popular book, you also have to order Y number of crap books," end quote, or no deal. This is true. Little Green Wise Guy opines, if these comic shop owners know their customers, then they know what to order. If they have a woke customer base, then they have to cater to them. If they don't, and still order woke rubbish, then that is on them. Agree? Hold Steady replies, and what stops the store owner from lying and saying woke comic sold out, but if you put it on your pull list, I'll order an extra copy for you. If a customer asks, where's the woke comic? Little Green Wise Guy responds, that's the best option available. It gets tricky not to stock enough to have the stands looking up to date for walk-in customers, while not throwing good money after bad. So folks, with that said, we come to the end of this video. The comic book industry is nothing like it was when I was a kid. And that's a shame. As I said before, it helped with my reading. Unlike today, you can read books with just pure entertainment value, escapism, without people behind these publishers forcing a message on a reader that aren't looking for that. But I digress. So kiddies, if you agree that shop owners shouldn't be forced to carry unpopular comic books and be stuck with products they can't sell or would take a loss at moving them, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification bell so that you'll always be forewarned whenever I'm ready to drop another video. And as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.
Come on, comic book guy. You gotta pick someone. We've already read 3 people.
Don't you latte-sipping leeches understand?
We need a dumpy, unappealing loser.
You wouldn't dare do it!
You are acceptable.
How dare you...